Welcome to this presentation on TTT diagram and CCT diagram. TTT diagram means time temperature transformation diagram or the isothermal transformation diagram, and CCT means continuous cooling transformation diagram. So starting with the steps to determine isothermal transformation diagram. Step number 1. Prepare large number of samples cut from the same bar. That is 1080 steel bar. 1 means carbon steel and 80 means 100 part of 80, that is 0.8% carbon steel, which is also called as eutectoid steel. Step number 2. Place the samples in a furnace or molten salt bath held at proper austenizing temperature long enough to become complete austenite. Step number 3. Place the samples in a molten salt bath held at constant subcritical temperature. Subcritical temperature means the temperature just less than the critical temperature. At critical temperature, the phase transformation takes place, whereas at the subcritical temperature, phase transformation will not take place. Step number 4. After different time intervals in the salt bath, each sample is quenched in cold water or iced brine. Step number 5. After cooling, each sample is checked for hardness and studied microscopically. Step number 6. Above steps are repeated at different subcritical temperatures until sufficient points are determined to plot the curves on the diagram. So this diagram indicates the progress of austenite to perlite and martensite transformation. A stands for austenite, P for perlite, whereas M stands for martensite. So starting with sample number 1. Sample number 1, which is held at subcritical temperature of 650 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, 100% austenite will be transformed to 100% martensite. Note that austenite is the only phase which will be transformed to martensite after quenching. Second sample is held at subcritical temperature for 6 hours. After 6 hours, 95% austenite will be transformed to 95% martensite, whereas 5% perlite will remain as it is. It will not change, because though the austenite to perlite transformation takes place at the higher temperature, but as perlite is a stable phase, it will remain as it is up to the room temperature. So perlite will not change, perlite will remain unchanged after quenching also. Sample number 3, which is held at 18 hours, held for 18 hours, will be transformed to 75% austenite plus 25% perlite. Later, after quenching, 75% austenite will be transformed to 75% martensite plus 25% perlite will remain as it is. Then sample number 4, held for 21 hours at subcritical temperature. After 21 hours, 50% austenite plus 50% perlite will be transformed to 50% martensite plus 50% perlite. Sample number 5, held at subcritical temperature for 23 hours. After 23 hours, 25% austenite will be transformed to 25% martensite and 75% perlite will be transformed to 75% perlite. After 66 hours, 100% perlite will be transformed to 100% perlite, that is, it will remain unchanged. Then isothermal transformation curve of austenite to perlite transformation. After getting the points to plot the curve, after joining all the points, we will get the curve like this. This is the plot between austenite to perlite transformation and the time over log scale. So at this point we can observe that there is a 5% black area, that means 5% perlite. The second point indicates the 25% perlite, that is dark area. Next point indicates the 75% perlite, 50% perlite. Next point indicates the 95% perlite, and the last point indicates the 100% perlite. So with the expense of time, the amount of perlite will increase. From this curve, we can conclude that austenite to perlite transformation is non-linear. Initially, the rate of transformation is very slow. From 25% to 75%, the rate of transformation is very fast, and again at the end, the rate of transformation slows down. So this is the curve which is obtained for the subcritical temperature of 650 degrees Celsius. Similarly, at the different subcritical temperatures, we can obtain the different curves. So here you can observe percent of austenite to perlite transformation versus time. The first curve is this B1 E1 curve. B1 means B1 indicates the beginning of transformation at 650 degrees Celsius, whereas E1 indicates the end of transformation at 650 degrees Celsius. Point B2 indicates the beginning of transformation at 550 degrees Celsius, whereas point A2 indicates the end of transformation at 550 degrees Celsius. Point B3 indicates the beginning of transformation at 400 subcritical temperature. Point E3 indicates end of transformation at subcritical temperature of 400 degrees Celsius. Point B4 indicates beginning of transformation at 250 degrees Celsius, and point E4 indicates end of transformation at 250 degrees Celsius. After this, the next step is we have to shift all these points which indicates the beginning and the end of transformation curve on the another rectangle at the corresponding temperatures. So after shifting all the points which indicate the beginning of transformation, we will get these points B1, B2, B3, B4. So through these points, draw this first curve which indicates the beginning of decomposition or transformation. Then shift all these points which indicate the end of transformation, so that we will get all these points E1, E2, E3, E4. Through these points, draw the another curve. That curve will indicate the end of decomposition or transformation. Above A1 temperature line, this is the A1 temperature line. The temperature is 727 degrees Celsius. Above this, austenite is stable. On the right side of this first curve, which indicates the beginning of transformation, the austenite to perlite transformation will start. And on the right side of this another curve which indicates the end of transformation, the austenite to perlite transformation will finish. So in between these two curves, that is the curve which indicates the beginning of transformation and the curve which indicates the end of transformation, we may get austenite plus ferrite plus cementite, that is A plus F plus C. On the left of this curve which indicates the beginning of transformation and the A1 temperature line, that is lower critical temperature line, the austenite is unstable in this area. This is the time required to start austenite to perlite transformation. So this time which is required for the start of austenite to perlite transformation is called as incubation period. Higher is the incubation period, higher will be the stability of the austenite. The point on the extreme left of this diagram is called as the nose of isothermal transformation diagram. From 727 to 650 degrees Celsius, we will get the coarse perlite. From 650 degrees Celsius to 550 degrees Celsius, we will get the fine perlite. From 550 to 350 degrees Celsius, we will get the upper ebenite, that is also called as feather ebenite. From 350 degrees Celsius to 210, we will get the lower ebenite, which is also called as acicular benite. And below the MS temperature, that is martensite start temperature, we will get the martensite. The austenite to martensite transformation never goes for completion. So this is the time temperature transformation diagram which is obtained for eutectoid steel, that is 0.8% carbon steel. The TTT diagrams are valid only for isothermal transformations of austenite. They are not valid in usual operations like full annealing, normalizing and hardening, because in these processes steel is not cooled isothermally but cooled continuously. When steel is cooled continuously from a high temperature to a low temperature, the TTT curve shifts to the right and also downward. That is, perlite and benite transformation occurs at lower temperature and require longer time for their completion. Now we have to discuss about how to sketch the continuous cooling transformation diagram. As compared to the isothermal transformation diagram, the nose of the continuous cooling transformation diagram will shift in the downward direction and towards right. That means the temperature of transformation will be decreased and the time of transformation will increase. That is, we can say the stability of the austenite will increase with the continuous cooling. This dotted curve indicates the continuous cooling transformation. To complete the continuous cooling transformation diagram, we need to superimpose 4 different cooling rates on the isothermal transformation diagram. So the first cooling rate is a very fast cooling rate, that is 350 degrees Celsius per second. It results in formation of martensite. All the austenite will be transformed to the martensite. It avoids the nose of CCT diagram. The second cooling rate is 140 degrees Celsius per second. It also results in formation of martensite. It just touches the nose of the CCT diagram and is called as critical cooling rate. The critical cooling rate is a rate which just bypasses the nose of the isothermal transformation diagram. For hardening, the diffusion transformation should be stopped so that the austenite transforms to martensite by diffusionless transformation. The rate of cooling necessary to just suppress the diffusion transformation or to avoid the nose of isothermal transformation diagram is called as critical cooling rate. The next cooling rate is 35 degrees Celsius per second. It will give you the complete perlite. The perlite obtained will be the fine perlite. Then the fourth cooling rate is the very slow cooling rate. It also gives the complete perlite. However, the perlite obtained will be coarser as compared to the cooling rate 35 degrees Celsius per second. Bainite is not formed during continuous cooling because it is hidden below the nose of the CCT diagram. Before the steel enters in the bainitic region, either perlitic transformation is complete or starts, and its formation and growth continues even when the steel passes through the bainite start, bainite finish region. So this is all about the continuous cooling transformation diagram. The basic difference between isothermal transformation and the continuous cooling transformation is that with the continuous cooling, the nose of the isothermal transformation diagram will shift in the downward direction and towards the right. That is, the transformation temperature will be decreased and the transformation time is increased, which indicates that the stability of the austenite increases with the continuous cooling. Thank you.